Good morning and welcome to your Healer 2022 reading forecast for the month of May. The theme for your reading is good. It is coming from the feet of the Most High and it pretty much is guaranteed. You do have a little bit of recommendations, but for the most part, you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing to continue your spiral up. Okay. So the proverb for you, which I'm trying to get, but the book is not cooperating with me. Indecision can be your downfall. Let me see if that pertains to you. That does not pertain to you. The pumpkin is sacred here. It is sacred. Now the pumpkin is indicative of Oshun because that is her thing, but it's also indicative of a womb. Womb is used to create things. Some people use pumpkins to input their manifestations that they want to see and do it through ritual. Some people use pumpkins to represent or reflect on the fact that the universe or the womb is the creative space. And from there, once creation is born, all things are possible. So for you though, and let's get started into the house of the man. So the whole purpose of the house of the man is a metaphor for attributes in nature that define the distinction between a male from a female. The house of the man is known to contain all of the possible masculine traits and attributes that any man has ever possessed. The spirit of each man is a composite of the spirits of every ancestor that man has had going back 10,000 years. On the physical side, all of these physical attributes are stored in his DNA, and he can bring forth any one of them. Any more male born today has the potential to manifest any trait of any man that is in his bloodline that he possesses. And for you, healer, that is mainly the archetype of being holistic and balanced, sociable, artistic, romantic. Also, a good dad. These are good dads. You know, like the ability to connect with children and they like feel that connection. The ability to restore a thing to its sound, original condition. The attributes are of a healer imply with just that to restore it more so than just a simple curing of illness, but by instincts he seeks the original map which is used to steer the boat of life back to its original course. In this is great good fortune. And the healers the healer's teacher is nature, and his moral compass is his heart. His highest and best self is his highest and best heart. Thus, he's always seeking to become his highest and best self. Only in this way can he be the highest and best healer. So, for you, before we get it started, we're going to jump into a couple of bit of current events. One is I want to tell you about this fantastic app that I think would be beneficial for those who are out and about and want that extra sense of security when we get stopped by law enforcement. We also have opened up the merch shop so you can get some coupling and cowry merchandise. I'm going to show you that. And then we're going to follow with the Juneteenth pledge, which is at the end of what I'm going to share at the end of the session. So if you guys are joining me on Facebook and YouTube, you your reading. I'm gonna hide this. Okay, so like I said, this is your monthly reading. It came in great blessings, blessings from the Most High itself, and it's pretty much guaranteed, right? So let's get into more of your proverbs. Okay, the pumpkin is sacred here. So I already went over that. You already know what the reverence of pumpkin is and who is actually over that. It is Oshun. So that's a female energy representing a female, a feminine vegetable or feminine, it's actually a fruit because it has seeds, a feminine fruit, reminding you that it is the feminine energy that creates, and it creates in the darkness, in the womb space. Okay, so this one right here is for you as well. Okay, what do you want? Where are you going? Where have you been? There are identity problems here. What is your lineage? This is talking about ancestors. Get a peek. I also talked about getting grounded. Identity problems, needing to get grounded, needing to have a plan, clarity. What do you want? Where are you going? Where have you been? How do you want to get there? And what is your lineage? What is your birthright? What are you supposed to be doing? What does your ancestors do that you are not doing that you need to do? What is your ancestors doing that may have had clarification so that you're not so cloudy? Or what did your ancestors do in the past to manifest what they wanted to do? Okay, you need to get grounded so you can get clear. That is your other proverb. Okay, so let's get into the Odu. And so for you, it's mainly Oyada speaking. Oyada is and this is why I love synchronicity. I have to show this, right? Okay, we just talked about womb energy, female energy. Oya is a female deity. She is the deity of change. She says, I destroy in order to create. Her things is you must have revolution or when you destroy stuff and the stuff comes anew. Revolution? I think that's revolution word. Yeah. And she also deals with ancestors, right? So she deals with change, ancestors, and her element is the wind. She's the wind deity. Your recommendations are to deal with your ancestors, and your recommendations are to deal with the air elemental. So this came way after this, and then this came before this, and they were all saying the same thing. That's how you know when you have some synchronicity going on and that you're on the right track. Look for the synchronicities. Okay, so she's speaking. So let's get into the Odu and figure out what exactly pertains to you. Okay, my name is Tamana. I'll be your divination reader for today. I've been divining for over 10 plus years. I've also traveled other schools of thought to bring a wealth of knowledge to your reading. These readings are good for 14 days. It covers a little bit about your past, what's going on with you right now, and 14 days into the future. These are designed for husbands, fiancés, i.e. those in a serious relationship, to help you become a better you. Do spiritual insights from the universe. Okay, so in your house, there's revolution. Even if it's covered up, it could be a great thing. So you got some changes going on. You need to allow it to happen. Be careful of fires. Don't argue with anyone. Don't let anyone sleep in your house. It can bring you setbacks or problems. This is my style. I like to go line for line. And you'll do. If it pertains to you, I tell you. If not, you continue to see me throw. It talks about the dead following around and trying to get your attention. You need to do both, so the Agungun will leave you in peace. The Agungun are those who have passed along that don't have a body. Ghosts. You had a dream of dead or of food. And what this means, you had a dream of the dead or of food. That means you're also dreaming about your ancestors. So there's definitely some type of message that they are trying to communicate with you. Also, when you dream of food, especially like, you know, large amounts of food, like buffet food, Thanksgiving type food, because these things, brought people together because you have a massive amount of food. Somebody got to eat it. So people come together to sit down and eat all this food. You make a lot of food when you have a lot of people, right? So people come together, family comes together, they eat food. So food is a symbol, especially a large amount of food, a symbol of family coming together and or your ancestors. Talking about death in your nose, talking about allergies, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Vitamin D, you need a lodestone. A lodestone is another yin stone. This is a yin stone, right? You should get two of them pair. They're magnets, okay? So they're grayish, kind of like sparkly flecks. When you put two together, they act as a magnet. That's one of the ways I know it's a lodestone. But the lodestone is used to attract things to you, right? Okay, masculine energy goes out and does it. Yin energy, a female energy, we just sit here and we wait for it to come. We say we want it or we think about it and it comes to our space, right? It's very yin. So the lodestone will be used by rulers and aristocratic and the higher the higher ups, because its nature is to bring things to you, and that nature is of abundance and wealth. It just doesn't care. It just gives me abundance, please, like that. So the lodestone, they would make this into thrones. They would make this into goblets to drink out of, because of the properties of the lodestone and what rulers wanted to do. They kept this particular crystal around them. And for you, what y'all is saying, you need to get a lodestone. You also have some negative detrimental energy in your house. You need to use a knife or a cloth with checks around it. I'm about to tell you in just a second. Windows, the doors. I'm about to see where it's at. Of course, these are very general readings. So to be specific with yours, I would have to do yours in particular. But some of you guys are going knife and a cloth with checks. You're going to put this around or somewhere by your doors, either the front door or back door, in a way that's safe. So maybe like you know how the door has up at top of the door, it has like a little awning or a little trim around it. You can put the knife right there so it doesn't interfere with anything. But things like steel, not iron, steel, copper, brass, even gold, are used to combat geopathic or detrimental energies. What is detrimental energies? I'm glad you asked. Detrimental energies can be in the form of electricity, with all these electrical wires, all these Wi-Fi's that's going on, these cell towers. As we move into 5G, the new energies can be detrimental to us and our families. Other detrimental energies include ghosts, egungun, which you just spoke about here, spirits attaching to you, curses, animals that died tragically, living on top of mounds or battlefield grounds that have not been cleared of their negative energy, and then they just slap a house on top of it like it's all good. It's not good. Other type of energies can be natural sources, like an underground stream, right? You may have a line of quartz running through your house. You may even have some off-world energies affecting you. These are all energies. Not all of them is bad. And even if they aren't bad, they may not be good for you, even though they aren't bad. Does that make sense? So somewhere in here in your house, you have that going on. And one of the ways to combat that is with metal. So using the knife is a way to redirect that energy or neutralize it. Okay, so you need to neutralize the energy around your doors, is what I'm saying. You can use a cloth, nice checks. You can use geopathic stress rods. You can get them on, like, I think it's Amazon, eBay. They're like round little rods. Let me get one for you. Round little rods that you can use, because I have one right in front of me. And it's just to help neutralize or redirect the energy. So I'm going to show this to you. This is a geopathic stress neutralizer rod. And then it shows, hey guys, high prosperity, high pleasure principle. Thank you for joining. These are the rods. Okay. So that's one thing that you can do, right? But you have some detrimental energy at your doors that you need to rectify. Okay, so that's what she's saying. Moving on. Again, lots of changes. You need to allow them to change. You need to allow them to happen. Okay. There is a particular person that brings this type of change, though, but you need to allow that to happen. Okay. Again, these readings are good for 14 days. They cover a little bit about your past, what's going on with you right now, and 14 days into the future. If you see anything that may be helpful for you or a loved one or a friend, please share this video and like and subscribe. Someone may frustrate you. It's talking about easily frustrated. Be careful of all your borrowed money, your business, your valuables, your properties. People may deny you when you go to collect. Make sure all your I's are crossed. Make sure all your T's are dotted. When you go out with these things, make sure you're looking around, that you're aware of your property at all times. Like, just be aware. I said, again, do not let people sleep in your house. Okay, just don't do it. Okay, it's talking about. Sorry, never mind. I don't pertain to you. You need to do at both so your roads will straighten out. You need to employ some more people on Team You, i.e., your ancestors, so that things will work out, so your roads will straighten out. Someone is trying to separate you from your husband or your wife. They entertain them at parties and invite them at parties. You can easily start fighting. This talks about some setbacks in their business. Very backwards, lots of trouble in their head. They want to unravel this trouble. Communication is not as great as they would like. This person doesn't know how to explain themselves. Okay, well, that part is good. Well, a certain part of Oya deals with depression, and suicide, but that doesn't pertain to you. So that's why I said that part was good. I didn't want you to think what I said earlier that pertains to you was good. No, that old Jude that pertains to depression and suicide thoughts does not pertain to you. That's why I say that's good. You are your best enemy and you are your worst enemy. Your best friend is you. Your best friend is your worst enemy. You are your best friend. How do you talk to yourself? What is that looking like? You need some self-time. You need to get a meteorite. Okay, so then you need to get a stone crystal. The stone crystal is the lodestone. So y'all also talks about crystals. You also need some self-reflection time. Okay, you also need to sit with your ancestors, because that too helps with clarity and the change that is necessary. And this is that healer card. Okay, so here's the recommendations. If you do not have an ancestor altar, set one up. Okay, there are plenty of YouTube videos on how to set one up if you need help on setting one up. You can ping me personally and I'll go through it. I do try to keep these videos at a certain lengths, so I'm not going to go into the ancestor altar setup right at this one. But if you need help, just contact me or contact your spiritual professional. He or she should know how to do that. Also, if you already have an ancestor altar, you need to add more ancestors to it. Like your pantheon needs to grow. Okay, grow more. Okay. Your second recommendation is to work with the air elemental. You need to learn about air. Air is important. Air is breath work, mantras, affirmation, saying things out loud. I used to have a book. It was authored by, I think it was Amanubi Rakata at the time. It was the breath book. It had like a slew of different um, breath techniques and how to use the breath and how and why was the breath so important and how and why you should use the breath to heal yourself, create bliss and manifestation. So your job is to look into those things, see how the air elemental fits into your life and how it can benefit you, also working with your ancestors. Okay. The pumpkin is sacred, so that's talking about using the feminine energy to create in a specific way. The lodestone, I already talked about earlier, that's the crystal you need, and also some geopathic stress where you need a knife or a check at the door. Like I said, these readings are good for 14 days. It covers a little bit about your past, what's going on with you right now, and 14 days uh, after the future. So, with positive traits of the healer, is like I said, it's holistic, it's balanced, it's sociable, it's artistic, it's romantic. It is the ability to restore a thing back to its original condition, returning things that are dysfunctional, broken, out of sync, sick to their original sound condition. This equates mainly to people, but it also applies to things and machines, animals, tribes, companies, ideals, and beliefs, laws, and etc. It's restoring things back to their original condition. It is important to note that while a man is born with the tendency to be masculine, it does not mean that he will automatically follow the prescribed path. Being defined as a man by gender and defined as masculine by energy are two separate things. These readings are designed to give you insights from the universe on how to develop that particular, for this one is the healer, masculine trait. The masculine energy causes the child to be born with male genes and the reproductive organs. That is physical. Once the child is born, these physical traits of the genes and reproductive organs, he is by gender a man, but after that, it is a choice. Okay? So, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like, share, and subscribe. And join us on Facebook. Check out the sweatshop. Check out the t-shirts. Grab a t-shirt. And for the last thing, I wanted to talk to you about the Juneteenth challenge. Hashtag Juneteenth challenge. Hashtag Juneteenth challenge. Hashtag Juneteenth pay it forward. Pay it forward. Hashtag Juneteenth. Hashtag Juneteenth pledge. For 1 year. Now, we all know that Juneteenth is a celebration of where the slaves became free. And unfortunately, the slaves gave so much sweat equity. And in fact, it was negative sweat equity because it really didn't benefit them. So we thought of an idea to say, hey, wouldn't it be great to put some positive sweat equity in the community by asking everyone to volunteer at some particular organization for 1 year to help out the community and put positive sweat equity back into our community. Share your projects, share your volunteerism by hitting us up or sharing on social media. Hashtag Juneteenth, hashtag pay it forward, hashtag Juneteenth pledge, hashtag Juneteenth challenge. So I thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you next month. Healer Archetype Tantric Man reading. Take care. Bye.